welcome to Wolf Farms. I'm Dawn, also known as Knittin' Wolf.
And I'm James, also known as Wolf Photo. This podcast is brought to you by Wolf Farms. You can find us on the internet at wolffarms.net. We're in the month of February, and our scent of the month for the month is Amber Romance. So you can get 25% off that in our shop, and we have other sale items as well. So swing on by and check that out. I want to welcome new and returning viewers. Thanks for joining us today. Got a couple segments on the podcast, and we'll whip those out so we can get back to the Daytona 500, which is running right now as we speak.
Yep. And the segments this week include farm happenings, in the coop, flown the coop, squeal like a pig, in the arena, and roundup.
All right, let's get things underway.
Farm happenings.
Farm happenings. We have a garden. We showed that last week.
We didn't show the planting of the garden.
We did? That's right. Oh, that's right. We did it afterwards. So, yeah, we have plants in the garden now.
It's a good spot for them.
Yeah, so you learn interesting things about your spouse when you start to garden together. Because I didn't realize I had gotten a bunch of the already growing plants to put in the garden, and so I went out, and then we went and got up to Lowe's and got more and seeds and stuff, and I happened to get strawberries for the garden, and
that's just like nails on a chalkboard.
Yes. So my dear redhead wife, it was like I had killed her favorite dog when I said, I'm going to put strawberries in, plant those. No! Strawberries don't go in the garden. I'm like, what do you mean? You're going to water them. You can already see, this is a toned down reaction to what I got when I said, we're going to put strawberries in the garden. I got big 12 by 12 foot area to garden. So I thought, why not just put the strawberries up there? In the past, we had two,
in the past, I am the one who's always done the garden.
Yeah, this is what I said. We learn a lot about your spouse when you garden together. There's we'll get to some of the more interesting stuff. But in the past, we had two, when you get the big trees in the wooden boxes, we had used two of those full of dirt, and we put strawberries in there. We had done that for
strawberry patches, not strawberry patch in the garden.
See what I'm saying? This is what I'm learning because I did. But in the past, we had them separate. We just put them in there, and we got to chain them all up, and I'm like, we already got the garden fenced off. We got a big area. We'll just plant them there. Happy strawberries, commingle with the the radishes. Well, that's fine. So we came to a compromise in that we planted the strawberries in the garden, but I put a divider wall in there. So we have the strawberry patch and then the garden.
Yes.
So
you don't mix watermelon and melons with the vegetables either. That's a separate.
What about
thing.
Pumpkins?
No.
So I'm gonna have to make some more 12 by 12 raised garden beds if
just
we're gonna.
Just for that, yeah.
See,
they're huge. They take over.
Yeah, but that's okay. Someone's very, very specific about what she likes. But here's another thing I learned: she cannot make a straight row. She's like cutting. You know how she can't cut?
You've known that. I can't do a straight line.
I know you can't cut.
No.
She cannot handle a pair of scissors. We've had discount soap because of that. But she can't make a straight row in the garden either. So I was the one doing that.
You look like I was drunk.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, get the rake it up. I'm getting all the rows all set up, and so it was fun. We actually had fun. I was thinking, there's nothing better in life. Money can't buy this kind of enjoyment, right? We were having fun. It was good after we got over the strawberry thing, but I think that was fun doing it together. So But
And next
you
month
know,
we get to do the other one because certain things you can't plant
Yeah.
yet. So
So we got the one bed completely planted. So we got potatoes and broccoli and Brussels sprouts, radishes, carrots, garlic, strawberries. I know we had other things that we planted. I'm trying to remember. We have to go look at all the.
it's lettuce, romaine, and
Yeah, we got some lettuce in there.
what was the other one? Spinach.
So yeah, we gotta. And we started off nice, but I know Dawn down the road is just gonna start throwing seeds in. Because you're not going to remember what's in there anyways.
Well, we started out alphabetically. Alphabetically. It's because I listened to Sarah right before I did the podcast. Fiber Reverie. That's like a tongue twister. She's southern.
So started off. See, if that gives you a sense of how Dawn's mind worked alphabetically. So we got the C's here: carrots, cauliflower. You know, all the way on the end, strawberries.
Because then if the little things fall off or blow away, which
at least we can go through our alphabet and say, okay, well, that's probably a C plant. So anyways, but most of what we planted was seeds, but we did buy some of the starter plants, you know, the, I can't think of the name of the burpees or whatever they are, the starter plants. So we got it started.
Didn't die this week.
Well, I was going to get to that because we started because the weather. You know, I know it's early, but the weather. You know, the forecast 10 days out. It's like, oh yeah, you know,
I got sunburnt last week.
Yeah, 38, 39. It was a beautiful weekend. That's why I thought time to garden.
38, 39.
As the low.
Oh.
The low, and then lo and behold, the last couple of days, 34. 33. I'm like
this morning, 32.
Yeah. So, but the plants are still doing good.
Mm-hmm.
But our fruit trees are dropping their buds. So hopefully the bees pollinated, you know, the apricots. We've got other trees that are flowering now. Our pears are flowering. I think our cherries are getting ready to. The weather's been so warm that everything's waking up. You know, our apple tree is starting to leaf out, and so it's like, but hopefully it stays at least above 32. Keep everything happy and growing. So anyways, but yeah, so you learn a lot when you garden together. But we did start some of the strawberry because we got the strawberry starter plants that were actually, you know, the starter. They're growing, and we got
every year.
Yeah,
and they never work.
No. I got the starter plants that are already growing.
Oh yes, those work.
Those, and then we transplanted the other ones that you had in a pot that actually have strawberries on them. So those are going, and then we get the what I guess you can consider a bare root or whatever. They're like you buy the root stock and you bury them, and then they're supposed to grow. We've never had any luck with that, so we got some of those, and we're trying that. But if those,
stubborn.
yeah, we're gonna make it work. But if those don't work, then we can come back through with these starter plants and put some more in.
They'll spread out anyways.
Yeah, it's probably better just to do that, and they're gonna take over the garden.
Yes, they will.
Yeah, you know how them red head things are.
I forgot to tell you. That reminded me. We had a little red-headed woodpecker the other day on our tree. You didn't know
Really?
where
I was
and I'd be
you had a relative visit, huh? Huh?
Yeah, right outside my kitchen window.
Was he pecking on the tree?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm like, oh! But by the time I got the
and
went to go grab my phone, it flew away.
Yeah, okay.
And it was a wee. It was a little one, black and white and little red head.
Yeah. Well, we've got a bunch of, like I said, we mentioned the killdeers before, but I was out tractoring in the back yesterday, and I see the killdeers running around where I'm moving. I'm weeding, so I'm pulling up weeds and moving those out to the back, and we generally turn those into the soil just so that, you know, we're not burning stuff, because we can burn up, but that's kind of a pain, so we won't go there. But so I bury them, but I'm like, I see the killdeers running around. Oh, I hope I'm not near their nest. But they didn't act too crazy, but they're out.
You didn't watch?
Yeah. Yeah, saying, watch me tractor. I'm like, ooh, that's a big thing.
Yeah, and our egg production is kicked up this week because
just like Monday or Tuesday.
Whenever the chicken died.
Yeah, we had one of our new chickens.
The one we just got a month ago.
Yeah, we got 5 of them that were relatively new. One, it just up in whatever reason, just
tits up.
Choked on some scratch or something. I don't know. But I came home from work and you said that. Oh, no, this one's going, and it was gone by the time I got home from work. So, but then our egg production went from one every other day to
5.
We're getting 4 and 5 eggs a day. So I'm like, I wonder if that chicken choked on a chicken egg.
I don't know. It is just kind of too coincidental that.
But yeah, no. So every day it's been 4 and 5 eggs a day. We're back to where we used to be, which is good because everybody at work, because I was bringing those into work and selling them for long, and I haven't brought any in months, and I'm like, well, we're barely getting enough to keep us supplied, and so now I've got to. I'm going to see I'll do the bidding, the auction when I bring them into work. Everybody's, okay, starting to bid.
At 5, yeah.
Start at 5, see where it goes from there. So
that is so funny.
Well, everybody's been, like I said, everybody's been asking me, because spring's coming. They're like, oh, how's the chickens going? I'm like, well, they're, but now it's like, okay, got
and since you just did that, it reminded me of our. One of the new ones, she's a New Hampshire Red. Mm-hmm. We don't name them. When you have this many, that it's just...
She's going to get a name, though.
Yeah, she definitely
because
will.
she is
super friendly.
Yeah, she'll follow you around and she'll talk to you.
In.
Yeah, she's like Craig was. Craig was a...
rooster.
He was one of our roosters, but he was super friendly. He'd sit there talk, bark, 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 bark.
And he would want loving. He would get in your lap. And
he'll crawl up in your lap and just let you pet on him and stuff. So, this one, you can pick up and you can pet her, and she's just as happy as can be and sit there and curious. Every time you're out there, she's running up behind you and stuff.
Well, she followed me all over the back and the front yesterday when I was watering.
Which is kind of funny. So she's going to end up with a name. We just got to figure out what it is. Mm-hmm. Wait for the personality. You wouldn't think chickens have personalities, but...
most of them don't, but...
Some do, but, for the most part, the ones that really stand out are Craig was, and then she's very similar in her mannerisms and stuff, following, talking, curious. Because you guys were scared of her, and I said, no, just pick her up,
Well, because she's one of we call them the velociraptors, because they're funkier looking, but...
Yeah, but, because she would come running out and be at your feet.
Yeah, right at your feet. It's like, lick your leg.
I'm like, oh, no, I'll pick her up. And she's like, oh, she's happy as can be, and you can pet on her and everything. She's just a friendly chicken.
FC instead of KFC.
So we got a new name. She's going to be KFC. So, in the coop.
In the coop.
And we'll take our chicken and run with it to the coop.
Yep. So in the coop, I did just a little bit on my blanket this week. I did 5, 2, 4, 6. Okay. So I did 6 squares on here. So, yep, it's, and it's getting bigger.
It's growing, stretching out.
So it's funny because when I'm knitting on it in the morning, it's cold. So Poppy gets underneath it when I'm knitting on it. So
he likes to snuggle.
Yeah, he's a snuggle bug. So there's 6 more on that. I love working on that. And then let's see. And the pattern I'm using for that, because my first one, why am I opening that? I'm not knitting. The first one I did was the Shelley King, because that was the only scrap blanket back then, the sock scrap blanket. And so this one is the Memory Blanket by Georgie Hallam, and it's done differently. And the squares are bigger on this too, so almost twice the size. So, yep. And I use double points, size 2, when I'm doing that. And
yep. Looking good.
Well, because I've noticed a lot of people use the circular for it, and I've never even thought of doing that.
On a circular?
Because then they can leave it, which I leave my double points, though, if I need to just stop.
Yeah.
So
To
then...
each their own.
Yep. so then what else is this? Oh, because that's confusing me. Okay, so then you've seen, I started this last week. This is in my awesome she's black horse knitter, but she's me, my dog, and some yarn bag. I just love this bag. James and Jimmy got me. And this yarn is Initiatives. This is the Tongue Twist Podcast. Tootsie Base sock yarn in the Smarty colorway. Oh, and there's the me, my dog, and some yarn tag. And this is the Ashbury. See, yes, let's speak English today. Ashbury Park by Karen Michelle. And this is a fabulous, fabulous pattern. She's having a knit along in her group.
Yeah, are you having fun with this one?
Yeah, it's like I am loving it.
That edging is really neat looking.
I'm trying to get that.
That's true now.
So I've done 19.
Yeah.
This is the wrong side. So 19 of the little like points. You can see my dicky do. They don't show up as well though. Sucre. Something's on my foot.
That was my foot.
Oh.
I'm playing footsies with you under the table.
Wow. So from there all the way up. Yeah, it's...
You can tell she's having fun with it,
yes,
right?
I am loving it. And it's
How much mileage she's getting on the needles.
Well, I was thinking because it's for a knit along, and I thought it was just February, so I thought I better start hauling butt on this. Mm-hmm. And so this was my main knitting this week, Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is really fun. It's going to be fun to wear, because it's going to go with everything.
Well, you're rushing to get done for the that knit along, but you found out that it was good,
yeah,
and not doesn't end in
15th.
February,
Yeah.
but you got an extra week or two.
But I mean, I could do this one for the rainbow along because that's like all rainbowy colors. Reminds me of Easter eggs.
Yeah.
That's what it really reminds me of. So, yep, and I think this would be a good even beginner pattern, because it's just knit two togethers and...
Not too complicated.
Yeah, because it's just down here. Mm-hmm. There's knit in front and backs and yarn overs and,
So when you get to the longer end, it's just your long rows, and then at the end you do have to pay attention
yeah,
to
this
patterning.
is your little bit of lace, so for a beginner, this could be your get your toe wet kind of thing, it's because it just has that little bit there, and, then the rest is just all the yummy texture of the garter, and, So, yeah, it's pretty fun. I think, I don't want to give too much away because it is a paid-for pattern, but, yep, it's super fun. I'm loving it. I was having to make myself do it with other things, and I'm like, oh. But then, since I saw that I had extra time, I thought, oh, that could be an extra cast on, which I had really wanted to cast this on, but I'm like, I am piling too much on in February, and it's a short month. So I'm like, when I found out that wasn't until March 15th, I'm like, ooh, I got extra time. And another knit along, see, I need a whole spreadsheet for knit alongs.
Tracking what knit alongs going on.
Because, it can go into this one, and it, and it can go into that one. And anyways, Juliana Puccini, she is having a knit along for her Galactic hat. And my thing the other day was, after I get the bathrooms cleaned, I'm going to treat myself to this pattern. Even as an adult, you get
the reward
program, system, yeah. So this is her pattern, and it's a paid-for pattern, and she's having a knit along, and it's awesome because it goes from size preemie to large adult. So this
it fits.
So
pretty much anyone. So.
Yeah. So I went and I got that, and I'm doing it in Gnome Acres. I'm actually using her fingering weight, and this is like This is ancient 2004. It was born. So this is ancient gnome acres because she doesn't even have her base on here. But it's the beached gnome colorway. This is what it looks like, and I'm pulling from the outside and the inside to make a worsted weight. Because I love doing hats and fingering and doubling it because it just gives such an extra squish. You know, and then I knew with this pattern that it would be squishy anyways. So you start with size 6 and then you move to a size 7, and I just moved to a size 7 in the pattern. And this would also be another great beginner pattern, you know, because it's just slip stitch pearls and knit, and you know, it'd be a great pattern to teach someone with, because you know, you get a lot of practice of both of the main stitches. I did start to cast, and I measured my head, cast on for an adult size, and I'm like, you know, just when I had it out, and I'm like, hey Jimmy, come give me your head, because I'm using colors that any of us can just grab it and go. You know, so I did go down, back it down, and I'm actually doing the child size. So, and my head measured 21, so I don't know. I didn't know. No, I didn't. Who's ever saying that? I did not check gauge. It's a hat. I just ring it around my head. So
just wing it.
I just wing it.
It's like, okay, well, that didn't work. Time to cast on a little smaller.
Yeah, so I did get this started. And I love this detail here. And you can do this like with 2 colors even. So like this line and stuff would be a whole different color. So there's different ways you can check on her project page, you know, to look at the different ways you can play with this pattern.
So you do color work and then just go up with the colors along the spine or whatever, the veins or whatever.
So I have this in my little photo yarn bowl. So, yeah. So that's pretty really fun. And I only worked on that one day, whatever day was bathroom day. So
the day you rewarded yourself.
My reward, yeah. So that has to get done this month, which it's a hat. It'll be a really quick knit. So if you want to join in her knit along, you got plenty of time. I don't even know what the date is. 22nd. Oh yeah.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Who needs to sleep? You just stay up and knit. You just get all your projects going.
And this is with Hiya. See, and like this, you know, I know this old knit is having Gnome Acres knit along, and you know, just there's so many things, so many different knit alongs that you can just throw them in all different. That's where you need the spreadsheet, because it's like you start to go on, and like the other day, I completely forgot about the rainbow cow.
Oh.
And I'm like, well, duh, that's why I was knitting it, you know, and had to go enter it in the Suburban Stitcher. No, can't. Yeah. We already know that. We can't remember nothing. Yeah.
Have Post-its all over.
So then I've also been doing my 15 minutes of spinning, and I'm still spinning on the black trillium fiber and the watermelon colorway. It's 4 ounces of merino, and I'm doing this all on one bobbin, because then I have just a salmon colored merino that I took off 4 ounces, and I'm going to combine them together to make a big old honkin' 2-ply. And
now, is it going to fit all on that one spool?
I can always get 4 ounces on there.
Oh.
And I use a Louette Julia. Her name's Julia Gulia from The Wedding Singer. And so, yeah, I can pack it on.
Because I've made bigger spindles for that,
bobbins,
bobbins and then the flyer and stuff, so that you could actually.
That's when I ply. I can get a lot.
Yeah, maybe make a big old flyer. You could just. You would never have.
Yeah.
You would never have to take it off. You just.
Yeah.
So.
My thing I dislike about the whole spinning thing is getting it off of the bobbins.
Oh.
You know, onto the nitty noddy. I need an automatic thing.
Well, I've talked about making you one.
Yeah.
Just have to do it.
Yeah, what are you waiting for?
Christmas.
So, yeah. So are we to Flown the Coop?
Flown the Coop, yeah.
So, Flown the Coop. This is the Call Me Shawl by Allie Coffey. And I I would have had this done last week, but I decided to add the whole row of purple and make it bigger. So I did get that on there.
So this
And
is
it's
your hand
blocked.
spun.
Yeah. And I put 2 mats together when I'm blocking. You know, I wet block everything with soak. I've always used soak since day one, so many moons of knitting. And this is my hand spun. It's Fiber and Friends hand spun. And when I put the 2 mats together, I interlock them and then, so it makes it round. There's no, you know, it's not laid flat. So yeah, it's
Looks good.
really pretty.
Yeah,
I
you can
love
almost
it.
put it on. It matches your purple
Yeah,
shirt.
it does match my purple. So yeah, and it's nice. It's just hot.
Yeah.
I need to
Sure.
be getting the long sleeves off. It was just cooler this morning. Super duper pattern. I mean, you could just knit this with anything, and this would be a perfect beginner pattern. But this is also one that you will want to do many times, like for gifts, and
Yeah, I know you enjoyed knitting that one, so.
you know, you could use speckled yarn or variegated yarns, or you know, it's just
different,
very versatile.
patterning.
Yeah. So super duper pattern, and highly recommend it. So yep.
Awesome.
And I've been rolling all my stuff that I have. Anyways, I've been rolling them because it keeps the lines out.
Oh,
So when
from
I'm
the folds
storing
and
it,
stuff?
yeah. So yeah, I've learned that because otherwise, when I just have them like folded, it leaves creases, and then you can't wear it when you go and grab it, and
You have to reblock it.
yeah. So the rolling, I don't know what it is. It doesn't leave any lines.
Pretty cool.
So
Good tip.
good, yeah. And something else that flew the coop this week.
Wow.
Yes.
Happy feet
So, yeah,
coming.
there's about, 4 inches or more there. This one gave me issues, but because I wanted it to match. I don't know if all this Felici, this is very, very old Felici in the Firefighter colorway. It's Knitpicks. I don't know if none of their stripes go, or...
I think it was off kilter.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
What's the mix? That might be the... No, because the stripe...
Yeah, it doesn't, it's not consistent.
Yeah.
And these are my blockers, so these are for James. That's why they're kind of hanging off. So, yep, they're finally flown the coop. And this, because I wanted it somewhat to match, I actually cut and spliced to get, it still didn't, after I cut the red, I'm like, enough. Because I am going to have way too many ends. It's never going to show.
And I told her, I said, you're way overthinking it.
Yeah.
Just
So-
finish it.
So they are done. It's done with the Lauren McMorty round toe, magic loop, fish lips kiss heel. I do the Ginny stretchy bind off, and so, yep. So they are ready to fly. I need to still get a picture on Ravelry of these. I haven't done that yet. That's what I was doing. I came in here to do it, and then when I came in here, I got distracted, got to doing something else. And you know how that is? Just so irritating. And then you're like, what was I in here for? Squeal like a pig. Had to make sure that's where I was at. So, Squeal like a pig this week. I had messaged Michelle's Studio in the Green about this bag she had, you know, last year in the shop, and I'm like, because I just kept thinking about it. And so I asked her if she had any more fabric, and I guess she'd been asked by others about this fabric too. So she'd had it on ordered, and I'm like, yes. And so I ordered one of those, and it came this week, and it is so awesome. I knew her bags were going to be awesome just by how she has them styled. And this is just, so it's, I'll show you. It's Pugs on the Beach. I guess we should have had Sadie on the podcast.
Yeah.
Huh? So, but not only is it Pugs on the Beach, do you see this top fabric? Does that look like something to you? And it's the inside of the fabric. You can see her tag. And it's poop.
Little piles
little
of
pile
love.
of poop. But what is so awesome, and besides the fabric, inside, her bags are made for like 2 colored projects, or like if you knit, like I just did James's socks, 2 socks, so it's divided, so you can not have it one on each side. So she has these
Little guides.
guides, perfect word. The guide, so you put the yarn through the guide, and that also keeps it from tangling if you got more than one color. But what's genius is she's put the snap. So if you decide, I'm done with that project or whatever, or don't want to do it no more, you can just, it snaps.
Well, there
You know, you're not stuck. Plus, inside, you can see this, it is a zipper.
The divider is a little notion pouch.
It's a notion pouch. So you can have your stitch markers, scissors, you know, any of your little doodad notions, you know, chibis. And it's just, so smart, you know, it's like, so I was so super excited to get that. And she sent the exact bag as a giveaway. So I think I'm gonna, since we have a bag for this hatch in it, I'm gonna save this for our next hatch in it. Plus, you know, plus it's a summery, springy, you know, print. So that was
Hugs
so
on the beach.
Hugs on a beach. So super sweet. And not only that, she sent one of her I think she calls it a needle cozy DPN holder, and it's the poop, which it's so funny because my favorite needles are my signatures DPNs. Mm-hmm. Well, my favorite needles are Haya. You all know that. But I mean, for socks, it's you got me the size 1 DPNs. Mm-hmm. That and my Blackthorn that I got at Vogue Knitting.
And those are carbon fiber.
Those are, yeah. And it's so funny that she sent this because I've been pairing yarn and the needles and stuff, and so they're all lined up. And it's funny because it's my double points, because I'm like, I've been missing those, you know, and that's why I was getting these socks off the needles, because I'm like, I need to go back to that. So perfect, you know, you put your needles in here, and these can be used even with circulars. Oh, I got that all tangled up right now. So you just put your circulars in here even.
And then just snap it.
And then you snap it, you know, and it's not going to go anywhere. And it's not going to poke through your cute little bags. And so that's one reason I kind of quit using my double points, is because they would go through my bag, because them signatures are deathly. They're weapons. So I was super excited. Plus it's the poop fabric. I mean, that's just too cute. And then she sent me some minis for my blanket. So I am super excited, and I almost opened them and put them in, and I thought, oh no,
gotta
they're
show 'em on
so...
the podcast.
Yeah, and I haven't used... See, I'm going to open it now.
So she didn't even open
No, I
the
wouldn't,
plastic
because
bag.
I knew I would want to go put them. So this is the Lemonade Shop Stormy Day. Look at the sparkles. Oh, that is really soft. I haven't used Lemonade Shop. So that'll be fun. And then this one is the Lemonade Shop 2 and Dance Party.
Awesome.
So cool. So that'll be fun, because I love that one. That is really, really pretty. So, oh, a little IKEA bag. I've never been there. So, super exciting. And oh, it's a double clipper.
Make sure those mini yarn skeins don't escape.
So she is Studio in the Green. She's in Oregon, and here's her shop on Etsy. She has another one of these pug bags even in the shop. Plus she just did these Allison, I'm not into Alice in Wonderland, but they are the cutest bags. Little Alice in Wonderland ones. So, yep. And she has different sizes. So she has the shawl sack size and, you know, the small wedge sock sacks. So go give her a...
Depending on your project?
Yeah.
Got the perfect size.
Oh, yeah, because I was like, well, I do shawls a lot. And I'm like, it was hard. hard making
decisions.
Yeah, me and decisions just don't go.
No.
So in the arena, I wanted to show some of our hatchinets that were entered this week. We got Cool Hat by Sonic Freak. And our hatchinet, this is for our winter hatchinet, and that is where you can enter crochet, spinning, weaving, knitting, whatever you finish between the months of January and March. So, yep. There's Tara. Tara's always got stuff. She's finishing socks. Samash Williams, 94. Oh, Sam Ash Williams. Samash. Maybe Samash. Hey, it's a new way.
There you go.
Really pretty shawl. It's a offhand lace.
You gonna show it?
Oh. I'm looking at it. Aren't you guys seeing it?
You guys will have to go to the thread just to look. She's going to
she
tease
did that
you
cute
with the
little
description.
bird too. I just love that. So yeah, socks. Oh, is that Courtney? That's my Courtney. Yeah, she just finished that baby blanket for her baby A. Yeah, and go follow her on Instagram. She's always coming up with creative, crafty ideas. She just did a really cool thing for the baby's room. And then Melissa did her poncho. And she did this out of that remix. She's the one that got me addicted to the Barocco remix. Doesn't that look cuddly? That's like, you know, an adult-sized blanket, but you're not carrying a blanket with you. You know how little kids get to carry their blanket, but this is the more stylized version for the adults. You wear a poncho. So it is so fun. There's teaching that's made the earbud cozy. You know, it's just awesome.
See a whole variety of the different projects going on.
So, oh yeah. Kathy Ann's shawl. That's a very special shawl. I'm getting the glare. There we go. So this is always a super fun thread to go look at. So, and you can, there's many prizes to enter. There's, you know, from Left Field Knitter. She sent the bag with the matching stitch markers, you know, and then packing knits. She is going to be giving away skeiny yarn from her shop, and then there'll be other prizes, you know, depending on the entries. We also have the giveaway thread, which is a complete separate thread that's really been active, you know, and it's She Is So Whimsical donated a bag, and there's a special thread. I think it has another week, 2 weeks. The end of February is when we're drawing for.
Yeah, it's about a week left.
Yeah,
February's a short month. So.
Yeah, so it's the reversible bag. I showed this last week, and so yeah, cool stuff going on. And then we have our YouTube giveaway, and that is, you know, if you just subscribe to the YouTube channel once we're to 1,000 or 1,001, we will be giving away a skein of Volmisa. So, yep.
There you go.
So just to get more listeners that way, instead of, you know,
YouTube or iTunes or direct RSS feed out of our posting of the podcast. So yeah, so good way to free yarn. Just subscribe.
Yep, just click the button.
Yeah, that's it.
So other people, because I know it seems like now the transition is to YouTube. Only. That's what I'm really seeing. You know, all these new podcasts are YouTube only. Because it's free.
Free, yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
You know,
well, we should open a thread to see what people prefer. Because I know we got the iTunes stuff, which you can go right and download from your phone and whatnot.
Well, there's just not that many anymore. When I click my Downcast, it's like, you know, it's mainly the audio podcast, you know. So it's like.
Well, because YouTube is video. For the most part. And, and
I use it as audio, though.
Yeah. And so, and like I say, YouTube's free. You don't have to pay, there's a cost involved with hosting it through like RSS feed and iTunes and stuff, which is, we pay for through the shop. But, the question is, maybe we don't need to do that. We'll just put it on YouTube and, of course I know viewing is different. I don't know if you have.
Well, viewing, I can't view if my son is awake or at home.
Yeah.
Bandwidth issues,
Yeah.
even when I lower the quality to nothing,
Well, can you play it on fast?
No.
On YouTube?
No.
Okay.
There's
I
only
know
one speed.
No.
Which my Downcast, it's fast speed.
Yeah, you listen. You can get more in your time by putting it on. They sound like little chipmunks, but
And it doesn't sound like that to me anymore because, I'll
Your
go
mind
and have
slows
it
it
on
down,
one
huh?
and it's like, did they not have their coffee today or what's going on, So, yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's about it for this podcast. So I want to remind you, you can get a free Wolf Farm video podcast button with any paid order at Wolf Farms. Just ask for that in the comment section when you're checking out. We'll be happy to stick one of those in your order as we're shipping that off. And I think that about does it. So off to the races. Gotta go see where our race car drivers are driving.
Yeah, he's announcing.
Yeah, I know. Jeff Gordon, he's an announcer now, not in the car. But it is what it is. So we got to find a new driver to support. So, anyways.
So until next time,
Let's get cracking
and hatch
hatching
it.
Bye, y'all.